Hey everybody, the Super Vader 400 here, back for another review, and this time this is my spoiler in-depth. This is my in-depth review of the 2016 film Suicide Squad, which of course is a part of the DC Extended Universe. Like I said, I saw this film last week, August 6, 2016, 10:30 a.m. showing at the Stonecrest Theater here in Georgia. Um, and like I said in my short review on my Doug 8798 channel, I actually enjoyed this film. Come to think of it, this film totally exceeded my expectations. Going into this film, I thought this movie was gonna suck for a couple of reasons. The only reasons I actually wanted to see this film was because of the cast of comic book characters they got to appear in this film, and of course, Ben Affleck's Ben Affleck's role in this movie. Ben Affleck's role in this movie. I was interested to see what his role would be in this movie after the events of Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Those were the only two reasons um, I wanted to see this movie. I thought this movie was gonna suck because this movie, first off, it appeared to be in a different universe, than the universe that it appeared to be in a completely different universe from Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and of course the upcoming DC Extended Universe films coming next year. I didn't see how Man of Steel and Batman v Superman leads into Suicide Squad, and how Suicide Squad connects to Justice League and all the other DC Extended Universe films films. So that was the second reason. The third reason is because, and especially this is what a lot of people criticize. A lot of people like the first and second parts of the movie, but it's the third and final acts of the film that everyone doesn't like, and that's where a lot of people think the film kind of fell apart. The main antagonist of this film, the Enchantress, this is a villain, in my opinion, the Justice League Dark should have done with. That's the film I wanted Warner Brothers to make, and they were making that film. They were getting it ready. They were trying to get a script together. And then for some odd reason, Guillermo del Toro, he left the project, and now um, Justice League Dark is now on indefinite hold. That's the team I want to see in this film, and that's the team: Constantine, Swamp Thing, Deadman, Spectre, Zatanna, Katana. Those are the people. Those are the people who should have dealt with the Enchantress. Dealt with the Enchantress, not Deadshot, Captain Boomerang, Slipknot, um, Rich Flag, um, and Harley Quinn, and of course Joker. The only characters who were qualified to deal with Enchantress were Diablo, and Killer Croc, and of course Katana. These were only characters qualified to deal with the threat of Enchantress. Deal with the threat of Enchantress. So these were the problems I had going into the film. That was up until I saw the film. From beginning to end, this film was awesome. This film had everything: story, a large and colorful cast of characters. Each actor gave an awesome performance. Each actor gave an awesome performance. And of course, towards the final two acts, lots of kick-ass action, and awesome, as always with DC Extended Universe, awesome visuals and everything. The best characters and actors in the film. The best characters in the film were Will Smith's Deadshot character, um, um, Margaret Robbie, Harley Quinn's character, um, and of course, um, 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 oh yeah, and Jay Hernandez as Chado Santana, El Diablo's El Diablo's character, El Diablo's character. Like I said, all the cast did a great job. Did a great job. But in my opinion, those were like the best characters. And of course, Jared Leto, I think that's his name. Um, yeah, Jared Leto as Joker. These were, in my opinion, the best characters in this film. The Joker, Jared Leto gave an awesome performance of the Joker. Love the reimagining of Joker in this universe. They reimagined and modernized him, in my opinion, for today's crowd. And Jared Leto portrayed a completely different Joker from Heath Ledger and of course Jack Nicholson and while still maintaining elements of his previous character, and despite not being involved in the film as much as I thought he was awesome um in this movie. The only thing I did not like about this film, and here's where spoilers come in. The only thing I did not like about this film um the the killing off of Slipknot. They, in my opinion, they killed him off in a terrible anticlimactic fashion. The plot of the film is Amanda Waller's assistant and Rick Flag's girlfriend June, when she touches a special idol, she gets possessed by a spiritual entity called the enchantress and the enchantress takes over her body and now wants to destroy the world wants to destroy the world or take over the world for in retaliation for imprisoning her. And to do this, she somehow frees her brother, and now Amanda Waller has now put together a team full of criminals. Deadshot Deadshot a group of criminals led by Rick Flag, Deadshot, um Captain Boomerang, El Diablo, Killer Croc, Killer Croc, um, um, Slipknot, Slipknot, and Harley Quinn, and finally, of course, Katana, who of course is not a criminal, who is a volunteer, who is a volunteer, and is also used by Amanda Waller to keep the other group of people in line, which of course she assembles this team together to deal with this threat. In return for participating in this suicide mission, they get 10 years off their sentence to prevent them from their prison sentence, to prevent them from rebelling or running away. They have bombs implanted in their neck. In their neck, and midway during the film, they quickly I think Slipknot tried to escape, and they quickly Rick Flag quickly killed him. I think he shot him, and that was the end of him. If you were gonna kill him off, that's not the problem. If you were gonna kill him off, at least do it at the end where all the action was taking place. I hated how they killed him off midway into the film. Waste of a cool character, in my opinion. Waste of a cool character. They killed him off without having like really a good fight scene. Really a good fight scene. So that was the only problem I had with this movie after seeing this movie. I even had to watch this film 3 times to see his depth, because I remember him being there but then disappearing midway in the film. I had to watch the film 2 other times after seeing it here online to see that scene again for this review. That's why this review took so long. I wanted to make sure I got everything. I wanted to make sure I got everything before I came on here and did a long in-depth review. long in-depth review. And like I said, speaking of the storyline was awesome and was pretty good and complex for a film like this. It was pretty much a redemption story, similar in vein to Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy, except I thought this was way better than Guardians of the Galaxy, and in my opinion, this film right here is the best DC Extended Universe film. So coming in thinking when I was gonna be the worst DC Extended Universe movie, this is actually the best DC Extended Universe film. DC Extended Universe, they keep getting better and better with each film. And Man of Steel, and I mean not Man of Steel, but Wonder Woman and Justice League next year will be even bigger and badder than this movie was. And one thing I like about the DC Extended Universe over Marvel, while Marvel is way better because of the build up and the better narrative flow, one thing I like about DC Extended Universe is that even though DC Extended Universe is grounded in reality just like Marvel, the DC Extended Universe, when it comes to how powerful these characters are, they go all out. Marvel, they have to tone them down to make other human characters useful, and of course the choreograph good fight scenes, the choreograph good action sequences, and of course to ground them in reality. DC doesn't do that. They go all out. Take a look at the battles between Superman, Zod, and the Phantom Criminals and Man of Steel. Superman, and of course Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman versus Doomsday, and of course Superman versus Batman in this film, and the Suicide Squad versus Enchantress in the final two parts of this film. In the final two parts of this film, and um like I said, so yeah, the storyline was great. Like I said, the most tragic characters in this films were Will Smith's Deadshot character and El Diablo's Chase Santana's, what was his name? The El Diablo character, what was his name? Chato, Santana, El Diablo. Their characters were the most tragic. And speaking of tragic, the beginning scene which showed the flashback of Will Smith's Deadshot character, him and the scene where him walking with his daughter, and Batman comes, says, "It's over, Deadshot. I'm taking you in, but I don't want to do it in front of your daughter." And then Deadshot is about to kill him, about to shoot him, and his brother and his daughter says, "The only way for us to be together, the only way for us, if we ever want to be together again, you cannot pull the trigger." Like I said, that whole scene was powerful. Ben Affleck's role in this was awesome. Then of course Ben Affleck, he appeared later at the end of the film in the post-credit scene, wanting to gather more information on the metahumans to keep what the Suicide Squad did, the battle that took place, a secret, and of course, so we can see, and one thing I like, so we can see all the Suicide Squad members fight. A lot of people didn't like this, but I did. The Enchantress, her powers is pretty much she has her minion, her brother, bring people to her to be judged, and she turns them into some kind of mummified zombie warrior, similar to the priest from the Stephen Summer Mummy films, and of course zombies from like Walking Dead in the film. Double Toasted criticizes, but I like this. They criticize, they turned into Walking Dead. I love this straight up butt kicking action where you saw Deadshot, Killer Croc, Captain Boomerang, Rick Flag, El Diablo, Harley Quinn, all these guys just kicking butt in one of the final parts of the film. Then Joker's scene interrogating them to where Harley Quinn was jacking Amanda Waller's helicopter after the mission was appeared to be over, and Harley Quinn narrowly escaping, but Joker is forced to push her out of the helicopter while they shoot the helicopter down, and Joker appears to die. But Harley Quinn survives. Harley Quinn survives and meets up with the gang. Amanda Waller gets kidnapped by the Enchantress's monsters. And is imprisoned by the Enchantress. This is right here where it's revealed, and this is another thing going into this film. I thought the Suicide Squad will be fighting a terrorist organization, something like Cobra from G.I. Joe or Hydra from Captain America: The Winter Soldier. I had no idea they'd be fighting going into this film. I had no idea they'd be fighting a super powered villainous, because I didn't see Enchantress or the villain in any TV spots or trailers I watched. I didn't watch much trailers or TV spots on this film anyway. But it was awesome. It was this is where it changed, and Will Smith demanded Rick Flag tell her everything, and this is where they tell the story of how June is pretty much Rick Flag, how Rick Flag slept with that woman, and how June is was possessed by the Enchantress, and what the Suicide Squad are up against, and this is where they give up and they go to a bar and they have this like huge pep talk. And this one thing I loved about the film. I loved about the film that even though these are villains acting as heroes in this film, I love how they all keep within character. I like how they constantly keep reminding us that these characters are bad guys, because I don't want it to be like some crap where oh, because for the purpose of this film they're good guys with no explanation. No, they're still bad guys. Yeah, Harley Quinn break into a store early to steal a purse, I think. You had Will Smith and the other group. First off, them thinking about rebelling several times, and of course, straight up leave Rick Flag at the end of the towards the end of the film. Then when Rick Flag explains everything, when he shows him that he had something about Will Smith's Deadshot's daughter, where they immediately all go out to take the fight to Enchantress, and then Enchantress, before the fight begins, she reveals each of the desires. Harley Quinn being normal and married with the Joker with a kid. Deadshot, the death of Batman, really staying true to the Deadshot character right here. And of course, um, yeah, then of course you have Diablo saying it's not real. Diablo and Rick Flag saying it's not real. It's not real, and then Diablo um turning into a giant flaming monster, flaming devil to fight Enchantress's brother. Then all the well, before that they all try to fight together. Then Diablo transforms into the devil monster to fight Enchantress's brothers, and sacrifices himself by having them detonate the bomb which blows up El Diablo and Enchantress's brother. Then they all fight Enchantress's in an epic battle, which ends with right before it's about to end. I love this part right here. They do the whole cliched thing where Enchantress gives them one last chance to join them, and then unlike in any heroic film, in any film that features heroes, they will refuse to join Enchantress. But you have everyone refuse except for Harley Quinn, who decides to say, "What has the world done for us? Why do we want to save the world?" Then she promises to join Enchantress if Enchantress can bring back the Joker. The Joker. Harley Quinn uses this distraction to pick up Katana's sword, and cut Enchantress, then throws the gun in cool slow motion at Deadshot. Deadshot catches it, then Killer Croc throws the bomb in the air and shoots it, and shoots it, and appears to and severely Enchantress. But before that, Rick Flag demands Rick Flag demands Enchantress come back. Enchantress come back. Instead, Enchantress refuses, says June will never come back. And Rick Flag then has Killer Croc throw the bomb in the air, and Deadshot in a dramatic scene shoots the bomb, killing Enchantress, but restoring June back to normal and reuniting her with Rick Flag, and then the battle ends with Amanda Waller surprisingly surviving her encounter with the Enchantress, and giving in to various demands made by the Suicide Squad, and they all return to their cells and daily lives. And of course, I mentioned the post-credit scene with Batman investigating the metahuman scene in um in cooperation with Amanda Waller for helping her cover up what happened in the city. So she's now under Batman's protection. Amanda Waller gives him a book which has Jason Momoa as the Flash and Urza Miller's Miller's Jason Momoa's Aquaman and Urza Miller's Flash. So and the film ends there. Speaking of ending there, another thing was awesome soundtrack. So many memorable songs in this film. I can't recall every song, but like I said, awesome film. This right here is the best DC Extended Universe film. DC Extended Universe, they get better and better with each film. Cast members, I love the cast members. Rick Flag, the guy who plays him, what's his name? He's the guy who plays Rick Flag. He was in RoboCop. Hold on, I'm trying to get his name right here. Yeah, Joel Kinnaman. He was RoboCop. He was in RoboCop. He was much better here than he was in RoboCop. I thought Joel Kinnaman is a great action star, but in RoboCop he wasn't that good of an actor. Here he's improved. He was a phenomenal actor in this film. Tom Hardy was actually previously cast in this film, but of course he dropped out due to scheduling conflicts. Viola Davis was awesome as Amanda Waller. Jai Courtney was awesome as Captain Boomerang. He was another guy I was familiar with. He was Gideon in another comic book movie I loved, I Frankenstein. Of course, Jay Hernandez was awesome as Cheeto Santana as El Diablo. Like I said, Jay Hernandez, El Diablo, and Will Smith's Deadshot character, like I said, were like the best, probably the best characters in the film. Of course, you had and then of course, his name is hard to pronounce, but Adual Akino Agbaje Agbaje as Waylon Jones, Killer Croc. Love this actor. He was heavy duty. He was heavy duty in G.I. Joe. He was also Lucknow, a minor antagonist in a supporting antagonist in The Mummy Returns. He also had a role in Thor's Dark World. And of course, like I mentioned, Margaret Robbie was phenomenal, spot on with Harley Quinn, and Jared Leto was an awesome Joker. So like I said, Cass was the cast was great, man, and yeah, and see, and this was a franchise I initially didn't care about. I was only seeing it because of the cast of characters. Now I want to see more of this film. This film is made $465.4 million at the box office with a budget of 175. So this is definitely getting a sequel. Happy to hear that the film has finally got over its budget and I want to see more of this team, more of these characters in the DC Extended Universe. Because like I said, this right here was an awesome film. We got negative reviews from critics, but this right here was an awesome film, man. And the audience reception was pretty good too. I think it was a 70%, I think, something like that. So yeah, an awesome film. All right, I'm done.